Wheelchair rugby is known for being one of the most exciting and also dangerous of the Paralympic sports. But what's it actually like playing as a relative beginner who's really not very good? In this video, I'm going to show what it's like to play for the London Wheelchair Rugby Club and train with them twice a week. I'll also discuss some of the rules for people that don't know about the sport, as well as is it actually that dangerous? I hope you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed playing wheelchair rugby since I've started. And most of all, I hope it encourages you to give wheelchair rugby a go if you have a disability like me. Welcome to another episode of the Tetra Travels. At London Wheelchair Rugby Club, we train on a Monday and a Wednesday between 12 and 3 p.m. We start off with some warm-up laps before stretching and doing some sprints. We then go into our fitness and skills drills. The first drill that is shown here is a layup drill, where we learn to pass longer distances and catch whilst on the move. As you can see, I definitely haven't got the hang of this. That isn't a problem though, as we have a complete mixture of abilities, from Paralympians to beginners like me who are completely rubbish, but everyone is very supportive and really wants you to get to be the best you can be. Next, in the session that I filmed, we did some fitness, doing figure of eights around the court. We usually do 4 minutes on, followed by a minute off, and we do this 2 or 3 times. We're meant to work at 80% of our effort. It is extremely tiring, but definitely improves your fitness. We followed this up by doing a drill where the aim is to work on our acceleration, fitness, as well as turning. It's effectively a suicide drill with a turn in the middle. This somewhat simulates the fitness needed in a game scenario, where you're stopping and starting a lot and doing lots of turning around players. We then go into either practice games or doing a training based upon a skill you need to learn within a game. This could be playing on a smaller court, or it could be practicing a certain pattern of play, such as when someone is inbounding a ball, effectively passing it in. Whilst wheelchair rugby is a contact sport, you only actually allow contact between the chairs and not the people. The hits can be quite hard however, but if you are a beginner, people will be careful around you until you learn to play the game. People do fall out of their chairs, but they are strapped in, and it tends to happen to more advanced players who are going at a much faster pace. I played many sports before my accident, including injuring myself playing rugby, but wheelchair rugby has genuinely been the one I found most technically challenging, as there's so much to think about whilst you're on court. It involves physicality, tactical thinking, as well as being just aware of everything, such as how long you're holding the ball or how long you've gone left to score, as both of these involve time limits. The aim is to score by crossing the line on the other side of the court with the ball in hand. However, it's not that simple. From the point you collect the ball in your own half, you only have 12 seconds to cross the halfway line and 40 seconds to score. You're also only allowed to hold the ball for 10 seconds before you either have to bounce it or pass the ball. It's also a game designed to be inclusive. Depending on your function, you get given a different score, with those of a high function having a higher score. From 0.5 to 3.5, I'm classified as a 0.5 points, as I'm very high level spinal cord injury. You're only allowed a maximum of 8 points on the court, made up of 4 players, meaning you have to have some lower level players at all times. Women can also play the game with men, but to account for this, they get half a point lower than their function. So a woman who is a 0.5 functionally will count as a 0. This means everyone can compete equally and have a role on court. Because lower level players tend to be slower and less good at handling the ball, they usually are used almost as a blocker to create space and time for the faster players to manoeuvre the ball and score. They do this by trying to get in the way of the faster defenders, as well as not allowing the other team's lower point players to get in the way of our players. It is somewhat comparable to a blocker in American football. It's extremely tactical, as you're trying to position yourself to stop players who are faster than you. We finished the session by doing a cool down as well as a stretch, whilst having a bit of a debrief about what went well and what went badly. The sessions are really good fun, They're really good fitness and I really encourage you to get involved. I'll put a link to the London Wheelchair Rugby Club in the description, so please come along and give it a go if you want to. There's nothing to lose as there's no payment to try it out, and you can also borrow a chair, so I really don't think you'll regret it. As I hope it came across in the video, it's really great fun playing with the London Wheelchair Rugby Club. They're really great guys and girls. I really encourage you to give wheelchair rugby a go if you have a disability, be it at the London Wheelchair Rugby Club or somewhere else. Just make sure you give it a go. Ideally, if you live in London, make sure you come to this club. That'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you soon for another episode of the Tetra Travels. Goodbye everyone.